What's up, Ketchup crew? Welcome to the weekly Ketchup on YouTube, where we bring you the biggest news of the week in movies and TV. And this week, we're talking about the most anticipated movies and shows coming out this year as voted on by you, the fans. Plus, we'll take a bonus look ahead to movies in 2021 as well. Enjoy. There are quite a few movies coming out this year that fans are eagerly awaiting, but actually know very little about. So we're gonna hook you up and take a look at some of the most anticipated yet mysterious movies of 2020 right now on the Ketchup. Once again, we turn to you, the fans, in our Ketchup fan Facebook group to find out what movies you're most excited for that we haven't really heard much about. And the overwhelming winner in the group was Marvel's Eternals movie. Shocker. Production has reportedly wrapped on the film, according to cast member Gemma Chan's Twitter account, and it has a release date set for November 6th, so no pressure or anything, but the clock is ticking. The Eternals ensemble is stacked, led by Angelina Jolie as Thena, but it also includes Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo, Lauren Ridloff as Makkari, the first deaf superhero in the MCU, Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos, Salma Hayek as Ajak, Game of Thrones alums Richard Madden as Icarus, and Kit Harington as Dane Whitman, a human warrior who wields a mystical sword, and I'd say the man is qualified.
Deal.
Eternals is being directed by Chloe Zhao, and Marvel describes the movie as a group of ancient aliens who have been secretly living on Earth for thousands of years. But following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces them out of the shadows to go up against bad guys known as the Deviants, which, yes, is an awesome name for bad guys.
Big round of applause to the Eternals!
Another film fans are excited for, but know nothing about, is Halloween Kills. The horror flick comes out October 16th and is a sequel to 2018 Certified Fresh Halloween, which was a direct sequel to John Carpenter's 1978 original. That means Jamie Lee Curtis will once again reprise her role as Laurie, and the original Michael Myers actor Nick Castle is also returning. Plus, fun fact, Lindsay Wallace and Tommy Doyle, the two kids Laurie was babysitting in the original, are also coming back. And we gotta think Michael Myers survives because this one sets up the eventual ending to the story Halloween Ends, which is due out 2021. We also gotta talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the giant lizard and gorilla. That's right, Godzilla vs. Kong is coming just in time for Thanksgiving on November 20th, and this battle for who will be the king of the monsters is gonna be huge, physically and literally. The film is directed by Adam Wingard and is a sequel to both last year's Godzilla King of the Monsters and 2017's Certified Fresh Kong Skull Island. And while the monsters are the true stars, they will be joined by boring old humans like Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Kyle Chandler, and Isaac Gonzalez. And by boring, I mean immensely talented.
Oh my God, Zilla.
Also coming later this year, but still a mystery, is Dune. It is the first of a planned two-part adaptation of the 1965 novel by Frank Herbert and will roughly cover the first half of the book. Navigating the dangerous desert planet known as Dune will be an absolutely epic cast that includes stars like Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and Jason Momoa, just to name a few, all looking for that spice. The film is due out on December 18th, so you'll have plenty of time to mentally prepare for the giant sandworms. Ew.
But we have worms sign the likes of which even God has never seen.
And finally, as we're coming off the year of the Eddie Murphy comeback, we need to talk about how he's coming back to America. Yep, coming to America, but with the number 2. You get it. Eddie will, of course, be back playing multiple characters, including Akeem, who learns he has a long-lost son in the United States and must return to America to meet the unlikely heir to the throne of Zamunda. Other returning cast members include Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, and Sherry Headley, with newcomers like Wesley Snipes and Leslie Jones joining the mix. And I know what you're wondering, will there be another bathtub scene? We'll have to find out on December 18th.
I've warned you. I'll be forced to thrash you.
What the hell is that?
Everyone's got a gimmick now.
It may be time to invest in a new couch because there are so many great TV shows coming our way this year. So let's look at the 5 shows you guys are most excited for in 2020 right now on the Ketchup. Once again, we asked, you answered in our Ketchup fan group on Facebook, and this time it was which new or returning TV show you're most excited for this year, and barely swooping in at the top spot was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I can't say I'm surprised.
Not dead yet.
Premiering in August on Disney+, this show kicks off a big wave of Marvel series that will play a major role in the MCU's Phase 4. And it will follow Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, who just might become the next Captain America, and Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, who just might become the White Wolf. The show will pick up as they return to life after being away for 5 years, thanks to Thanos and his big dumb hot dog fingers. And Anthony was kind enough to give us a little more insight recently on what we can expect from the super duo.
We really get to develop that relationship between the two of us, and you get to see it unfold, you know, because we were never really friends, and we still aren't really friends.
The second show on this list is heading into its second season on Disney Plus this October, and that's The Mandalorian. Clearly a fan. The Certified Fresh first season became a cultural phenomenon thanks to a little bit of nostalgia, awesome adventures, and of course the reason I spent over $30 on this shirt. We call him Baby Yoda, but his government name is The Child. And as the Mandalorian, aka Din Djarin, continues to search the galaxy for the child's rightful home, fans will no doubt have new things to geek out about, like the Dark Saber. And with another all-star cast of directors stepping in, with show creator Jon Favreau and one of the show stars, Carl Weathers, both confirmed, we should get more of those adventurous episodes that sort of feel like mini-movies, and hopefully dope random cameos like Bill Burr's.
You get lonely up here, buddy?
Stepping away from Disney Plus, at least for now, brings us to Amazon's hit show, The Boys. You guys love this show. The follow-up to the Certified Fresh first season will see the core cast returning, with Giancarlo Esposito, who made a brief appearance in the finale, becoming more of a central character. And yes, that is the villain Triple Crown, since he's also the bad guy in The Mandalorian and Better Call Saul. I don't want to judge, but he's probably scary in real life too. Plus, Aya Cash is joining the cast as a gender-flip version of the superpowered neo-Nazi Stormfront, and Patton Oswalt will be contributing in a secret role, according to show creator Eric Kripke on Twitter. You think his friends just call him Kripke? The highly anticipated season 2 should land around July, with storylines focusing on things like superheroes in the military and Homelander's big reveal from the season finale. And if the first trailer for season 2 is any indication, there will be blood, lots of blood. Another show you guys are excited about this year is the long-awaited 4th season of FX's Fargo. Coming on April 19th, nearly 3 years after the Certified Fresh 3rd season ended, this anthology series will once again bring an all-new cast led by none other than Chris Rock. Did I land on Rock?
Almost.
Chris Rock.
Nope.
Chris Rock. Chris Rock. This time the show will follow 2 crime families in 1950s Kansas City trying to coexist and who have traded their eldest sons to help cement the peace. Literally best premise ever. Creator, writer, and occasional director Noah Hawley is once again returning after running 3 Certified Fresh seasons of FX's Legion. And joining Chris Rock will be stars like Timothy Olyphant, Jason Schwartzman, and Jessie Buckley.
Hey!
And finally, you know we weren't done with those Disney Plus shows, because rounding out the top 5 is Marvel's WandaVision. This somewhat mysterious show will center around Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch and Paul Bettany's Vision living a domestic life after the events of Avengers Endgame, and will tie directly into next year's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. An ad during the Super Bowl only added to the mystery and speculation surrounding the show, which has been described as a 1950s sitcom, but also taking place partly in Scarlet Witch's head and/or in alternate realities. MCU alums Kat Dennings and Randall Park are also involved, along with newcomers Katherine Hahn and Teyonah Parris, who's playing an adult version of Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel. Yes, this is all very exciting, and it should hopefully be arriving in December.
What choice do we have?
When it comes to blockbuster franchises, sequels, and reboots, the year 2021 is not messing around, and it also sounds like a crazy futuristic year that'll never happen, but it is. So let's take a look at some of the movies coming our way next year that you guys are most excited for right now on the Ketchup. If you don't already know, our Ketchup fan group on Facebook is where it's at, especially when it comes to polls, so come find us, because we recently asked you guys what 2021 movies you are most looking forward to, and levitating into the top spot was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse, which one is it? It will be the 4th film in the MCU's Phase 4 and is scheduled for release on May 7th, 2021. And at Comic-Con back in July, it was said that this would be the first scary MCU film. But that was before the guy behind the Certified Fresh first Doctor Strange movie, Scott Derrickson, announced that he would not be directing the second one, citing creative differences with the studio. So Sam Raimi is now in talks to step in, but nothing is confirmed. So while we don't know if it will still be scary, we do know that Elizabeth Olsen will appear as the Scarlet Witch, and the film will directly follow the events events of her upcoming Disney Plus series, WandaVision. I know, it really feels like just strange madness.
Teach me.
Another 2021 movie you guys are pumped for, and for good reason, is The Batman, due out next June. From the all-star cast, which we do have another Ketchup episode about, to the recently released first look at the stellar new Batsuit, which I don't want to brag, but we also have an episode about, there really is plenty to look forward to. And all signs point to fans seeing a younger version of Bruce Wayne, played by Robert Pattinson, in a noir-inspired film that could put an emphasis more on the Dark Knight's detective work than his physical prowess. Although I'm sure there will be plenty of that as well.
You're the reason I have something to fight for.
Coming in with the third most votes in our poll was Avatar 2. You guys, this might actually finally be released in December of 2021, 12 years after James Cameron's record-breaking Certified Fresh Avatar, and also a solid 7 years after the sequel's original release date. So I don't want to hold my breath or anything, I just hope I'm alive to see this in theaters, you know? Stars Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana are returning, along with Sigourney Weaver, even though her character died in the first one, spoiler. And joining the cast will be Cameron's former collaborator, Kate Winslet, along with Edie Falco and Jermaine Clement. I'm not one to drop names, but sometimes you gotta drop names. And concept art revealed at CES 2020 last month showed more of Pandora's ocean setting, so it's no surprise to learn that special effects will once again play a major role, featuring some of the world's first ever underwater mocap technology. Let's get a slow clap for mocap.
Outstanding.
And speaking of epic special effects, the fourth installment in our poll results just so happens to be the fourth installment in the Matrix franchise, coming out on Keanu Day. Keanu, you're breathtaking.
You're all breathtaking.
Along with Mr. Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Jada Pinkett Smith are returning to the franchise and will be joined by newcomers like Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Neil Patrick Harris, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Jonathan Groff. Lana Wachowski is also returning to co-write and direct the latest entry in the franchise that she and her sister created 21 years ago and $1.6 billion box office dollars ago. And rounding out the top 5 in our poll will be the summer blockbuster of 2021, no doubt, and that's Spider-Man 3. As in the still untitled third installment from Tom Holland's version of the character, not the 2007 Tobey Maguire film, although that would be really cool.
Yeah.
This film will be coming off a major cliffhanger after the Certified Fresh Spider-Man Far From Home's mid-credits scene, where Mysterio revealed Spider-Man's identity to the world and also brought back J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah in the process. Jaw drop. We also know Zendaya is returning to join Holland's Peter Parker, along with director John Watts, who did the first 2 films. And now that Sony and Disney are getting along again, we may very well see more crossover between Sony's Spider-Man universe and Marvel, especially with the appearance of Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end of the Morbius trailer. It's an exciting time to be obsessed with a guy who shoots spiderwebs out of his wrists.
Ricochet web.
Ricochet web.
Cool. All right, friends, thank you for tuning in to the Weekly Catch-Up on YouTube. Make sure to tap that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes of the show. As always, I'm Naz Perez, and we'll see you next week.